Welcome, everyone, to the Square Circle Cafe. I am your hostess, Gladys, LDG of the JWO, and here I am, as always, with my graphic artist and website designer from the ATL. Here's JC,
Hi, everybody.
and our social media advocate. He's okay because he's in okay, Jeremy.
Evening, everybody.
All right. It's been a while. We took some time off for the holidays. We were going to come back in January, but then I had a personal issue, so I had to take care of that. And, time and life just got in the way. So here we are. We're back. It's 2025. It's a new year. We got a lot to talk about. So let's dig in, starting with what's happened in the past 48 hours with WWE releasing many WWE superstars, or now former WWE superstars. JC, I think you have the list. Who do we got?
Okay, so this happened during the show last night. So we got Sonya Deville. Oh, let me take that back. First, we got Cedric Alexander, which was before the show. And then during the show was Sonya Deville, AOP, Paul Ellering, um, and Blair Davenport. So I think with Sonya, it was a negotiation, a contract deal. She didn't want to renew, or WWE didn't want to renew. I'm thinking it's the same thing with Cedric. Now a side note with Cedric is there's rumors that AEW really wants him so he could join Bobby Lashley and MVP and Shelton Benjamin.
Yes.
So
Yes,
of course we'll just get, the Hurt Business or the Syndicate in AEW,
Hurt
which,
Syndicate.
huh?
The Hurt Syndicate.
Oh, the Hurt Syndicate. Okay, well, close enough. It's basically we're getting the band back together. um, and I think Blair was also talking about, of course, going back in the indie circuit. Um, and today we got Ilsa Dawn, um, Giovanni Vinci, and the Good Brothers. Um, Now Ilsa was definitely a surprise because she's part of a tag team that was the tag team that lost to. They were former tag team champions, and they lost to at the time Bianca and Jade. So I'm surprised that happened because I thought at least at some point they were going to get another match in there. That was going to be come back with another match, but I guess not. Um, and Giovanni, I mean, it was kind of written on the wall for him because he only had a few. What?
I'm sorry, they dropped the ball with him big time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like they didn't. It seems like they didn't. The WWE. I'm saying when I say they, I mean the WWE didn't really put any effort. I mean, the idea was not bad, but it's just soon as he debuted, it was just, I mean, as with this new character, oof, I probably saw like one match and that was it.
Yeah, a lot of people on my timeline have been saying about how, especially with Blair, Giovanni, Isla, and
Okay, this look, I mean, Isla. My bad, y'all.
no,
I've
yeah,
been
no, it's
practicing
fine.
her name so
Yeah,
long, and that's the first time I messed it up.
so you
Isla.
know, a lot of them were like NXT call ups, and a lot of times what happens is that when you call NXT call ups, um, as we've seen, sometimes get lost in the shuffle with within the WWE programming. So the fact that they were the first ones to go, I'm actually not surprised by it. AOP and Paul Ellering, I thought was weird because this is the second time WWE has released them. So,
And they're like that's like pretty much Final Testament's whole group,
Yep.
minus
That way he was carrying Cross on his own.
and
well, he's got
Scarlet.
Scarlett, his wife, but yeah, you're right. I mean, Karrion Cross
And
is
where's
now
she been?
True. I
haunting
mean,
with a ghost hunting with Shotzi.
yeah, that's right. So she still has she has her side project. Not to mention, they were in a whole feud with the Wyatt Six, and now that's oof.
Yeah, now that the Wyatt Six is over on SmackDown, but I think that's why they moved Miz over to SmackDown so Miz can finish his business with the Wyatt Six because we never really got closure with that because he was too busy with Karrion chirping in his ear, which makes me wonder what Karrion's going to do now in on Raw because we know that that's what he does. He chirps in your ear and then something happens. I mean, he did it with the New Day, he did it with the Miz. So it makes me wonder who he's going to go after next. I think he said something to CM Punk, so I don't know.
Man, good luck, cause CM Punk is the one that does that the best. I mean, that's how he ended up getting the whole what was that, straight edge society. But did y'all, since we're talking about the Wyatt Six, did y'all see the little flicker during Alexa Bliss's match?
Yep, my son first thought it was like a little because he saw it on Raw. He saw the little flicker, so he thought maybe it was technical difficulties. So to see it again during SmackDown during Alexa's match, it kind of was like, okay, we're going back to what happened before. And if you notice, Wyatt Six put out a tweet that said she, but if you go back to last year, they make reference to she in one of their tweets, so it's pretty I mean, we all knew it's pretty obvious she will be a member of the Wyatt Six, probably, co-hosting it with Uncle Howdy. But yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next with this. I was so happy to see her come back, but we'll get to the Rumble in just a second. But I'm finding it weird that the WWE is doing these releases now because normally they do these releases after WrestleMania season. So I'm wondering like why all of a sudden now all these releases are happening. And I know Sonya Deville, yeah, her contract's going to be up, so she'll be available for free agency pretty much as soon as that's done. I think she has like 3 or 4 weeks left on it, and everybody else, yeah, has the standard 90 days. I did see that once Cedric Alexander announced that he was leaving, Mustafa Ali actually put out a tweet saying that, they hope they could roll it back one more time. So I know AEW would like to have him back, but I personally would like to see him in TNA and have a feud with Ali. So, um, but that's just me. And of course, Cedric Alexander is a former guest of ours. We had him on the show when we first started. Um, so we know how talented he is, and we know he'll bounce back. So I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. But yeah, everyone else I thought was pretty surprising that they were released like this. So, but we all know that it doesn't mean the end. It just means that they're just not going to be with WWE. They could go someplace else. They could go to AEW. They can go TNA. They can go ROH. They can go. There's plenty of other independent groups out there that they can go with. I think Blair even said that she's going to go back in the independent scene. So, of course, her husband is still in WWE, which is Riley Osborne in NXT. So, um, can't wait to see that. So, I have to say, okay, I know for me, like I said, AOP and Paul Ellering, but what name surprised you when you saw that got released?
Like I said, Isla, Isla, because I was like I said, I didn't expect, she's a former tag team champion, which in a way doesn't matter, but it was so close to when they lost the title. So, I thought they would run it back.
That's true. Jeremy, how about you? What name surprised you?
Ah, you know, I would have to say I would have to say it was Isla as well. I feel like they could have done so much more with her, and I just, I don't understand. I also don't understand Blair Davenport. I mean, but then again, they called her up, and it seems like they didn't really have a plan for her.
Yeah, someone
But you know,
pointed that out.
those aren't the only releases. There's somebody else that's kind of slipped under the radar. Duke Hudson.
That's right. Duke Hudson was the first that we saw was released, which I was another thing I was surprised about. So that definitely means he's not coming back to to Chase U, but
Well, I mean, Chase U is kaput
you don't
ever
remind me.
since, yeah.
I know. Never got to finish my education. um,
But, but I mean, and that was another one that was kind of surprising. I mean, it he seems like they could have done a lot more with him, and yet his last TV match was that match with Ridge Holland on September 10th, and then November 22nd was his last match with the company overall, and then poof.
yeah. So like I said, it's surprising that they're doing all these now. Like I said, they usually do this stuff around WrestleMania season. Um but yeah, as always, we know they're all gonna bounce back. They're just keep an eye on the independent scene because you'll see them everywhere. Um and we know they are expected to do the 90 days. So that would be what, April that they'll be available?
Uh, Probably May.
May. Okay. So yeah, look out in the summertime to see who you got coming in your direction on the independent scene. So, or in AEW or TNA or ROH or MLW or places like that. So, or Japan
Right.
or Europe. So we know that they'll all
Which
bounce.
MLW is in JC's neck of the woods tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because Rhode Island star Brett Gosling is down there. I remember he posted that on my Facebook. I saw that he was down there. Um, so now we transition over to another bit of breaking news. And Jeremy, I think you have that covered.
Yeah, this one coming from multiple news reports. AEW releasing Bear Boulder, real name Thomas Wansaw, from his contract last night. He was arrested for battery by strangulation back on January 13th. Allegedly, well, not allegedly. Police were called to his home in Winter Garden, Florida on January 13th, amid reports from his fiance that she'd been battered. Deputy on the scene observed multiple injuries, including scratches up below her neck, above her breast. Back of her neck was red, and it appeared that it was battered as well. Uh, Appeared she had a bright red bruise on her right hand, and apparently this is not the first time that she and Mr. Wansaw have been in a physical altercation,
Mm.
and his he actually admitted to it to the deputy. Uh, he hadn't worked a match for AEW since taping a match on January 11th. Uh, and that his last match on main AEW TV was back in November of last year. Case is still open, um, and apparently AEW may have just found out about it this week and has terminated his deal.
Obviously,
No.
AEW has a zero tolerance policy.
Yeah, uh, and let me just say this off or on the record: two things can be true simultaneously. You can appreciate what somebody does in the ring, and at the same time think that they're a piece of garbage as a human being.
No.
And that's what I think of Bear Bull at this point. Because I mean, if he's a the police reports out there, and he corroborated his fiance's account, and it's like, well, I mean, you've admitted it yourself. You're a piece of shit. End of story.
Yeah, no. If yeah, no. I got nothing to say. Jeremy said it all.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Jeremy. Like, no, there's no will actually about this.
No, no, there's no room for equivocation on this. None.
No. All right, so let's flip it back. Let's go back. Last week, a week ago today, was the WWE Royal Rumble, and it was it was one of the crazy. I have to say, it was one of the crazier Rumbles I'd seen in a long time. Let's start first with the women. Um, Charlotte Flair came back at number 27, won the whole thing, but we had some surprises in the Rumble. Representing NXT, we had Lash Legend, Jada Parker, Stephanie Vaquer, and Julia. Um,
And Roxanne?
and well, yeah, Roxanne too. This was her third Rumble, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep, and she also, I believe, broke Sasha Banks' record for being the Iron Woman in the Rumble. So so there's that. And then, of course, we also had Trish Stratus pop up, WWE Hall of Famer. And apparently, this year is her 25th anniversary with the WWE. So it's like, wow. So
And the
hard to say.
Elimination Chamber is where?
Oh, yeah. Toronto.
hmm But of course, number 30 was the biggest surprise of all. Nikki Bella made her return to WWE, um, to Thunderous Ovation, which was good. Oh, but that was on the other second. Oh, who we got here? Who's this?
Yeah, Bianca just jumped on me, so I'm sorry.
And
Go ahead and
Bianca
continue.
was in the Rumble, not the cat, the wrestler. But I forgot number 21, Alexa Bliss. Up until this point, we had heard rumors that WWE was not negotiating her contract, that she was not going to come back. We didn't know what was happening. Turns out she signed a last minute contract, I think like an hour before the show started. And
Oh, that close?
well, I heard it was sometime before showtime, but I may be over exaggerating, but it was pretty much 0 hour when she signed her contract to come back. And if you notice, did you notice the back of her jacket?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
I did notice that.
Yep. For those of you who didn't
she
get a
got
chance
like
to
a
check it out,
large pop.
yep. For those of you who get a chance to check it out, the back of her jacket, if you look far enough away, it looked like Fiend Forever. But if you look closely, there was a tiny little R and a tiny little S in the word Friend Forever. Of course, in tribute to the late great Bray Wyatt. Wyndham Rotunda passed away a couple years ago. Um, but yeah, it was really fun. She had Lily with her, a new updated version of Lily, which I thought was
Oh, yeah.
really cool. Um, so yeah, it was really exciting to see Alexa Bliss come back and Nikki Bella come back. It was so cool. But yes, as we saw, it came down to Charlotte and Roxanne, and Charlotte eliminated Roxanne to become a two-time Royal Rumble winner. She will just now decide who she's going to face at WrestleMania, whether it be, well, she can face any women's champion. So she can face Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, or Julia. So she hasn't made the decision yet. We're still waiting on that. Um, then we had the two singles matches. We had DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns in a 2 out of 3 fall matchup, which I'm sorry, that match ended with me sitting there looking like literally like this.
I think it had the most unfortunate part of place in the card because after you just had this big, the women's Royal Rumble and all the surprises and whatnot, and Charlotte winning, you got, now we got the high from there, and then you got that point where everybody's trying to, they're still, it just went crazy over this first match, and then you put the tag team match there. So, I mean, I understand why I was there, but unfortunately, it just didn't have I guess, the oomph that it needed.
Well, that and then we had the strange ending with um the Street Profits interfering, costing Motor City Machine Guns the match, but then attacking DIY afterwards. So it's like,
I
um,
mean, didn't DIY weren't they the ones that jumped Street Profits?
I think so.
So it kind of makes sense. I mean, first of all, they were supposed to have a match, but then they got jumped by DIY, and then they were supposed to go against the Motor City Machine Guns, and so it's like every time they get close, I mean, I understand why they mad. Every time they get close to the tag team title, something happens or somebody jumps in front of them. So I guess at this point they just pissed off at all the tag teams. It's like, hey, it's our time now. So I think, I mean, like I said, it would have worked at another point um in the pay per view or the PLE. Matter of fact, I think this match should have happened Monday Night Raw. That would have been perfect for Monday Night Raw. It just
Yeah,
had the unfortunate part of being at a pay per view after a big ass match, and it just everybody is like, I don't give a pardon my French,
yeah.
but I really don't give a fuck.
It always sucks when your match comes after like something big like that. So it's kind of
Right.
like crowd's already, to pardon my French, blown their load. So now they got to sit through this match, which, as you could tell, it was kind of underwhelming. I mean, it was a decent match. We just had a head scratcher of an ending. So it was just, so, I mean, it sets up for what's going to happen with the tag team titles, but it's still, and then we got Pretty Deadly in the mix, but that's a whole nother story.
And then
Um,
you gotta remember, you gotta
I
gear yourself up for the next big match that's about to happen. So it's like high, low, kind of there, and you gotta gear yourself up for the next match.
which was the ladder match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens for the Undisputed Championship, which,
Oh,
ugh,
hold on. Y'all jumped ahead of me there. I had a little something to say about that
all right, go for
okay.
ladder
it.
match or about that tag team match. I agree with JC. I would have put it on SmackDown. I would have put it on SmackDown and I would have put it on as the main event.
That would have been a straight that would have been a straight what is it, go home show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I
Would
would
have
have put
been
it on
better.
last Friday night.
Right. That would have
Well,
been perfect.
I mean, it's like that Bart Simpson cake. At least you tried. So,
Yeah.
so we got the ladder match, and I have to say, I don't know why. I think it's my imagination, but it felt like this ladder match was a little more violent than most of the ladder matches I've seen.
I
Like,
mean, Cody was getting fed up with KO, and KO he was just ready to just take Cody out like completely. Like, I mean, this is basically they were mad at each other. KO even more so just because Cody helped the dude that had been terrorizing him for the last four some more years. Now 5 years.
yeah, that is true. Kevin did have his gripe about that. I mean, okay, I have to say though, on a side note, I loved his shirt. The son of an air conditioning technician. I gotta admit that was brilliant. Um, I don't know. Is it available on www.shop.com? Because I'm almost this close to thinking about buying it. But
Yeah,
I,
chick.
I don't
I thought
know. Let's look.
yeah, I thought it was clever. So but all that aside, I mean, it was pretty intense back and forth. And then of course there was a moment where it seemed like both Kevin and Cody were just laid out. We weren't sure if the match was going to continue. Sami Zayn came out there, and everyone thought, okay, Sami Zayn's going to help. He's going to interfere. He's probably going to cost Cody the match. Nope. he stood there, didn't do a damn thing, and um Kevin got put down in the on a ladder, bent over in a way a human body is not meant to be bent over, and Cody was able to
hold it like a t-shirt, literally.
yeah, Cody was able to go up, grab the belts, and retain his title. Um, but for a few minutes there, I think Kevin was legit knocked out. Like he
What?
did not
Yeah.
look like he was moving.
Real quick, that shirt is available on WWE Shop.
Oh, it is? Oh,
All right,
damn.
I'll have to see if it's
And it's the
available.
son of a security systems technician, not
Oh yeah, sorry.
uh
Thank you for correcting that. But still, I thought it was cute. Um, I feel like Kevin Owens comes up with like the funniest shirts, and I can't wait to see what he's going to come up with for WrestleMania. Because I know if we're going by the numbers, this WrestleMania, I think his design would be after number 6, which would have been Warrior Hogan. So, um, can't wait to see what, depending on what match he has.
I'm sorry, that was just
Which, by the
funny.
way, it looks might be against Sami Zayn again. So probably run it back from the WrestleMania that they had that match before that didn't turn out as well as they'd like it, but now they can run it back and do it the way they want to do it. So,
I won't hate it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, God dang, poor Sammy. I mean, the fact that this is the second time, like, this is the second time CM Punk was sitting there looking like, what happened? Because of the car wreck that has happened to him. The first time was at Royal Rumble with Seth Rollins, as I've told people, Kurt Franklin stomped Roman Reigns' head into the mat, and he was like, "What the just happened?" And now here he is a second time. Now he just saw Kevin Owens package power drive Sami Zayn into the mat. Like he just went. It's like, what is going on?
everybody's snapping lately. So, speaking of snapping, we lead into the Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble, which was the main event. And actually, a little bit of history was made because not only did we have two Latinos opening the show, we had two Latinos of Mexican descent as the opener in the Royal Rumble. We had number 1 was Rey Mysterio, and number 2 was Penta in his very first Royal Rumble matchup. For me, I was at Rob's house for this. You can ask him yourself. I was flipping out because for me, this was a Lucha Underground rematch. I mean, if I was loving it. I was like, "Oh my god, Lucha Underground's opening the Rumble!" I was so excited for that. So happy for it. Of course, there was a bit of a mix up because Penta did go over the top rope and his toes touched the mat, but he was able to bounce up in time before his entire foot could go down. Thankfully, the commentators covered it up by saying that only one of his feet touched the ground so he could stay in the Rumble. Um, but yeah, did you catch that?
Yeah, I was even confused a bit. Like, did he or I mean, but remember it's gotta be both feet, not just a toe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looked a little weird to me.
Yeah, but thankfully they went on the fly, they covered it up, and they were able to say, okay, just 1 foot, so he's still in the Rumble. And plus, it was Penta's first Rumble. He'd never done anything like this before, so we'll have to give him the benefit of the doubt. But
At least
yeah,
he
as
didn't
more
jump
people
out of
start,
that,
huh?
like that. At least he didn't like do didn't jump out of the match like that one person did. Uh, Mascaras, he just jumped out of the match.
Yep, I remember that one too. Also, it was also a time. Remember when Kofi was trying to do one of his special moves and he wound up eliminating himself?
Yeah.
So yeah, um, so that has happened before, but thankfully they were able to cover it up. We Let's hop, skip, jump to number 8. Number 8 was supposed to be Akira Tozawa, but Carmelo Hayes had just got eliminated, so he decided to take out
Oh
Akira,
no.
his aggression. So we didn't know if we were going to have a number 8 coming in, and Triple H just happened to see YouTuber I Show Speed standing there and literally chucked him into the Rumble. Um, so that was our surprise entrant. Number
And he
one.
got an elimination out of it.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, who did he eliminate?
Otis.
Otis.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's why Otis.
He
Well,
helped Ron Breaker eliminate Otis.
yeah, and was too busy celebrating to notice that Braun Breaker was getting ready to cut the poor boy in half like butter. Because as we all know, Braun Breaker can run the ropes anywhere between 20 to 25 miles an hour, and I Show Speed was his target. And yeah, I've never seen a guy fold so fast in my life.
Did you see the dude's head bounce off the mat?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I was like, oh my God, that was. I'm like, okay. Usually when they have celebrity people that show up in the Rumble, they're kind of like, you got to put that in consideration and not try to literally hurt the person. But Braun was like, screw that, and God, and now I Show Speed like I don't want to go back no more.
Yeah. No sooner did he spear him, he picked him up, tossed him over the rope. Otis caught him. Because Otis remembered that he was the one who eliminated him and tossed him over into the broadcast booth, eliminating him.
Yeah, he
Um,
got injured
Did
off of
you
that.
hear Michael Cole's reaction to that?
Yeah,
That was fucking hilarious.
I'm
yeah, it
sorry.
was all right.
Like,
So when I was looking around for details about the Rumble, I had read somewhere that Joe Henry was rumored to be number 10. So when number 10 rolled out, and I forget who it was, I was sitting there, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, no, because number 10 is also a surprise spot for some people. So fast forward 5 guys later to number 15. And I know you two heard me from Rhode Island, from where you were. When
mm,
the minute I heard the first syllable, say, I was like,
yeah,
I could
bro.
not believe it. I was shaking Rob. I was like, it's Derek. I believe. It was just so excited. I was begging. I had been on my knees begging to the gods, please let Joe Henry be in the Rumble. And sure enough, he was the first TNA male champion to appear in the Royal Rumble, which I thought was really awesome. And he actually, he did a really good job. And did he eliminate somebody? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think he did. I know. I, I guess when I was so happy to see him in there, but I kind of was bummed that he got eliminated because I was like, they could have let him stay in there just a little bit longer. I know he wasn't gonna
Yeah,
win it, but dang,
I was the same way too. I didn't think he was. I knew he wasn't going to win it because although a part of me was like, TNA superstar winning the WWE Royal Rumble would have been first, but I kind of was hoping he would have been one of the final four because I think that would have been kind of cool. But of course, number 16 was Roman Reigns, and he came out and pretty much took out everybody, including Joe Henry, and eliminated him. But at least we could say that the TNA World Heavyweight Champion made an appearance at the Rumble, so you can't take that away from him. Um, so we had the usual suspects coming in, the top picks for the Rumble. We had Roman Reigns, and then a little while later we had CM Punk, then we had Drew McIntyre, then we had Damian Priest, we had John Cena, and then we ended with
oh,
number 30 being
whoa,
uh, Logan Paul.
yeah.
I completely forgot that he was in the Rumble because I thought 30 was going to be Solo Sokoa. So I
That
was,
would have been better.
yeah.
Exactly.
So when I saw Paul eliminate Punk, who was my pick to win, I was like, every expletive I could think of was coming out of my mouth. I mean, it was just, I was so pissed off. And for him to be one of the final three made me so angry. But then one after the other, they started all getting eliminated. Punk got eliminated, then Roman got eliminated, then Seth got eliminated, and then we were down to John Cena, Logan Paul, and Jay Uso.
Jay was playing it to the part. He was in the corner for most. He was like in the corner just watching everything, which is good strategy. I mean, let them wear themselves out. So, we're down to three, and then who eliminated Logan?
I think it was Cena.
Thank you,
It
Cena.
was.
Yeah.
All right, now see, it was down to Cena and Jey Uso. Now I'm sitting there, and Rob and I are looking at each other. We're both like, okay, we know Cena's gonna win. This is what we said. We were like, okay, Cena's gonna win this. Rob was rolling his eyes. He did not want to see John Cena win. And but Jey Uso there, was kind of a surprise. So we had the moment where the both of them went over the top rope. They're teetering on the edge there. They're kind of going back and forth. John Cena at one point looked like he was about to go. He had one foot off. He decides to pick Jey Uso up for the attitude adjustment. Jey uses that to his advantage, rolls back into the ring, rolls back, shoves Cena. Cena lands on his feet, shocking the entire world and becoming the 2025 Royal Rumble winner. Now, Rob got up, he was running around the apartment, yeah, yeet, yeet, and I was happy too. But I gotta admit, you two, what did you think when you saw Jey Uso declare the winner?
I'm gonna let Jeremy.
My thought, my thought was WrestleMania just became Yeetomania.
Yep, JC.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was gonna be Cena too, because I was like, yeah, we know where this is going. So I was kind of
Cena
like,
wins, LOL.
yeah, but I was like, they want to make this last hurrah for him. But boy, was I surprised when I saw I was Jay in the middle of the ring. Like he was like, oh, I was him. Like, oh my God, they did it. Jay's going to WrestleMania.
I know even Jay was in the middle of the ring. He was like, "Oh, you could kind of read his lips. He kind of was like, "Oh, I just won."
Yeah,
Even he couldn't even realize that he won. But but yeah, Jey Uso is the 2025 Royal Rumble winner, and he will pick which champion he will go for. He can, and he's has the choice of either Gunther on Raw or Cody on SmackDown. Um, and as you can tell, next night on Raw, when he came out, he was very emotional. But can you blame him? We didn't. I mean, none of us had Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble on our 2025 bingo card. So, he truly is living up to his name as main event Uso. So it's kind of awesome to see him going to WrestleMania to challenge the champion. Gunther has
I thought
said
it was
that,
going to be Punk.
so did I. That was my pick to win. Um, but Gunther has said that, he's already defeated Jay twice, so he doesn't really feel like he could do it again. And Cody on SmackDown said to him, if you decide to choose me, we may be friends, but, if you choose me, that's going to go out the window. So it's a tough choice. I mean, I personally would like to see Jay go after Cody because I think that would be a great match. Because, like Gunther said, he's already defeated him twice. What are the odds of him being able to get him a third time? We don't know. But I think Cody and Jay would make a great main event at WrestleMania, whether it be night one or night two, doesn't matter. Um, and also too, honestly, I'm kind of hoping that somehow, some way, Ilya Dragunov makes his return and we can get Gunther and Ilya at WrestleMania. But that's just my pipe dream. But I mean, okay, so which would you like to see him face? Would you like to see Jay versus Cody, or would you like to see Jay versus Gunther?
Jay versus
Well,
Gunther.
yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
think it's. I was going to say Gunther.
And because of the fact that Gunther doesn't think that Jay is gonna do it, that's gonna be the motivation for Jay. Because like you underestimating me. You're treating me like I'm just a tag team wrestler, which I have already proven that I'm not just a tag team wrestler. So yeah, That's my thing is Gunther has okay, I won the title. I ain't gotta do nothing else after that. That's how it feels to me. Like he's not seeing past that. You get to the top, but the challenge is staying there. And he's gotten, for lack of a better term, lazy at the top. And that's gonna be his downfall.
That's actually a really excellent point. That is, if you're always underestimating your opponents, that's pretty much you overestimating your abilities. So that could be, I mean, like I said, that's what I want to see. It could be Jay versus Gunther, and this could be the moment where Jay actually becomes the world champion. And I personally, I wouldn't, doesn't matter to me either way. I would love to see Jay Uso as a world champion. So it doesn't matter which title he wins. I think he has the potential to do it. He's proven himself many times. I just hope it's not going to be like his Intercontinental title reign and he only has the title for 2 weeks. That's just me.
Right, I understand. Yeah, that's true. My only thing about Cody versus Jay is Cody got a lot of not op, but yeah, Cody got too many people coming after him, and they're
As
gonna
we've
use that.
seen,
Yeah, and that's just way too many chances for that match to turn to a cluster. You get somebody coming in there, and then that's automatic DQ or something. Kevin's still lurking out there.
and last night on SmackDown, we saw the return of Solo Sikoa taking
Right.
out Cody Rhodes and helping out, taking out Jey Uso as well. So yeah, um, so I guess with Solo coming back, we're probably going to get Solo versus Cody at WrestleMania, um, or Solo versus Cody at Elimination Chamber. Either way, but
Yeah,
but yeah, the
I
fan,
think that's the match.
yeah, Bloodline 2.0 has pretty much said that, or should I say Bloodline from Wish.com has pretty much said that they don't want to see if any family member is going to win the world title, it's not going to be Jay. So, um, so who knows? But we'll see. Like I said, that's just my wish. But yeah, you two are probably right. It's probably going to be Jay versus Gunther, and I think Jay this time will will be the David to take down Goliath. So
And
now, as for
here's,
Charlotte,
I
at
was gonna say,
first, oh, go ahead.
here's the thing about it. I I think it's gonna be Cena versus Cody at Mania. I do.
Really?
So I think Cena's winning the Elimination Chamber.
Mm.
All right. All right.
So
Like a possibility. Now let's
I
flip
mean,
over.
I don't think Cody's losing at Mania. I'll be real about that.
Nah,
If that's the match, I don't think Cody's losing at Mania.
nah. Um. All right. So for the women, like I said, Charlotte has her choice of who she's gonna face. We have. She's got a good argument to face each champion. Let's just take Julia out of the picture. It's probably not gonna be Julia. As much as good as that match will be, I don't think it'll be her. So we have her. We have Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley, which is pretty much the rubber match because the two of them have faced each other at WrestleMania 2 times already. First time, Charlotte defeated Rhea for the NXT Women's Championship. The second time, Rhea defeated Charlotte for the Women's Championship. So now Rhea is the champion. Charlotte could just as easily go after her. But then she also went over to SmackDown and pretty much told Tiffany Stratton flat out, if you want me to face you, you're going to have to beg for it, which I thought was a real slap in the face. Um, but I think, and originally I thought it was going to be Charlotte versus Tiffany because only because I gotta say this, I have a coworker at work who's a big Tiffany Stratton fan, and I was just hoping I just wanted to get their goat with that. But now that Alexa is on SmackDown, I'm hoping it's Alexa who takes Tiffany Stratton down and becomes the champion again, especially now she's gonna have the Wyatt Six behind her. So it looks like we might be getting Charlotte versus Rhea 3.
I I'm of two minds about it. I think I mentioned this last week in my predictions. Uh, I wish they wouldn't have rushed to Charlotte being back in the title picture so damn quick. But I mean, we have what we have now. So I think the next best scenario is for Ripley to plow through her. And let's have Charlotte go on a journey. I mean, make the fans want to see her overcome or make the fans want to see her be champion again. As it is right now, we don't want to see it.
She literally got booed when she came out on Monday Night Raw. Was it? Yeah, Monday?
And last night,
Actually, last night she was getting more cheers than she was getting on Monday, which was
still
funny
got
because
booed though.
yeah, which was funny because on Monday she was trying to talk about her injury and people were booing them, and then last night she was trying to do a heel promo and people were cheering her. So it's like, okay, folks, what is she? Make up your minds. You know, I mean, to me, she's the queen, but so yeah, I personally now. I mean, now I'm rethinking everything. I personally think it will be Charlotte versus Rhea Part 3 for the rubber match to see who's going to win that one. But with Rhea being on such a hot streak, I honestly think it's going to be Rhea taking it. But it's going to be fun to see how this builds up. So I'm sure by next week we'll find out who's going to be facing who at WrestleMania, which is April 19th and 20th. I already have those. I already have that weekend off, so I'm all set for that. And we got a lot going on, so I can't wait to see what else we got coming up for Elimination Chamber. The winner of that will go on to face whatever champion that's not Jey Uso's pick. Um, so far
Or
we have
not Charlotte's pick, because it's the women's title too.
through that. So far for
Um
the men, we have Drew McIntyre, Cena,
and
and am I
Punk.
missing Punk?
Yeah.
For
He
the
just Sammy before he got packaged power drive.
oh yeah. So for the women, we have um
Liv,
Liv.
Bianca Belair, not the cat. And Alexa Bliss.
All right, so we have those three, and Monday next week we'll have. Oh, it should be noted that Drew McIntyre is now a SmackDown superstar.
Oh yeah, they had some trades. Drew is on SmackDown, Zelina is on SmackDown, and Roxanne Perez is now on Raw. I
Meanwhile,
think it was
Bailey is on Raw. Miz is on SmackDown.
yeah. I know some more people. I just forgot those two. So
Yeah, and Damian Priest is on SmackDown.
oh yeah, Damian Priest.
And I think it's
Uh
implied that R-Truth is on SmackDown too, or should I say Raw on Friday in his mind. Um,
Right.
so, okay, I'm sorry. Can we please put R-Truth in the Hall of Fame this year? That guy is a national treasure. We need to protect him. We need to keep him safe. We cannot have Truth disappear again. We need to have Truth. I mean, he is. I'm sorely disappointed though that he didn't do anything in the Rumble this year.
yeah, I would not be against him actually winning the Rumble. That would be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting for it. My theory was that he was going to come out like Bad Bunny with the shopping cart full of hardcore weapons, thinking it was a hardcore match. Because we already
Yeah.
had him. Yeah, we've had him think it was a tag match. We've had him think it was Money in the Bank. We've had him, think he was in the Women's Rumble. So it's like, what was he going to do next? So I thought it was going to be the hardcore match. He'd bring out the weapons and stuff. So I was a little disappointed that he didn't do that this year. But yeah, speaking of the Hall of Fame, it was announced that Triple H would headline this year's class. So congratulations to him. He'll be another two-time Hall of Famer because, as Shawn Michaels pointed out, he's already in the Hall of Fame as a member of Generation X. Um, so All right, I gotta ask, who do you think will do the speech? I personally think it should be Shawn Michaels since Triple H did his speech, but people have also tossed out, The Undertaker doing it, Stephanie McMahon doing it. Um, who do you think should do Triple H's induction?
Gotta be Sean. Gotta
Yeah,
be.
it has to be. Yeah. I mean, Stephanie, yeah, I get it because that's his wife, but John's been his like homeboy for the longest, so it's gotta be him.
Yep, I can't wait to see that speech. That's Remember, Triple H kind of roasted Shawn Michaels with his speech, so I cannot wait to see what Shawn Michaels is going to say about Triple H. Um, so also, who do you think is going in this year?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, I can talk
I
about who I like this who would like to go in this year.
Okay, who would you like to see going in this year? Let me rephrase
China,
that.
China by herself.
That's true.
I mean that's the obvious one. Um, gosh, who do I think who do I think needs to go in? Yeah, you know what? I know he's still active as a commentator and all that, but shit, put Michael Cole in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Michael
definitely.
Cole has done
He
a lot. Yeah, he's deserving.
he's doing the best work of his career, no question about it. And I mean, he's due. He's due. I mean, he's been at this for what, 25 years?
Yeah, I think
Right.
he actually just celebrated his 25th anniversary. So,
So yeah,
actually, no, longer than that because he was around when the OG DX crew was around. So, I think he's been doing this for 30 years.
something like that.
Yeah. I mean, we remember when they put Homeboy in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And
God.
always gave him an atomic wedgie. So
But
yeah,
real
I
quick
would
to go
say,
back to the, I was gonna say, sorry, finish your thought and then we'll go back to the Elimination Chamber because I have the other qualifiers.
Oh,
well,
okay.
the only other rumor I heard was that now that TNA and NXT are going to be doing their crossovers, I think, and for me, I would think it could happen. I don't know if it will. The Hardys going into the Hall of Fame. I would love to see the Hardys going in. So
That would be great. I mean, certainly well deserved. I mean, they're near the end of their careers, so why not?
yeah, I would say so. It'd be kind of fun to have them pop up to have maybe one last run in WWE, even if they're still on contract with TNA. So, I mean, Joe Henry did it. So let's see. All right, Jeremy, you've
Don't
got
rule
some
it
more
out.
Elimination Chamber news.
Yeah, I've just got the I've just got the final qualifiers or qualifying matches that are out there. For the men's side, we've got a qualifier between Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul. Braun Strowman, Damian Priest, and Jacob Fatu will face off in a qualifier. And then Seth Rollins and Finn Balor will face off in a qualifier.
Mm.
Yeah, we already know. Dan ain't going.
And
I'm just
then,
Well, one of the
yeah,
rumored
I mean,
matches for
go
WrestleMania
ahead.
is supposed to be Roman, Punk, and Seth. So there's a good chance Finn could make it in the chamber.
He could, but I mean, Punk's already in it.
True.
I think Roman comes back at the chamber and costs both Seth and Punk the match.
Yeah, true. He's probably still pissed off over Seth curb stomping him after they all got eliminated.
Yep. And then on the women's side, we got Bailey versus Lyra Valkyria, Chelsea Green versus Naomi, and Roxanne Perez versus Raquel Rodriguez.
I got to correct you there.
Go
Chelsea
for it.
Green.
I can't do that high pitch, so yeah.
You were thinking it too. See, I was sitting there like, don't say it, don't say it, don't be cheesy, don't say
And she did it. Hey,
it.
she didn't use her name for Tiffany Stratton, so there you go.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking it. I'm just giving it a break. So
Okay, fair enough.
Uh,
Um,
hey, I just thought
but
of something.
those
You said Seth Rollins versus Finn. Oh my God, that match is gonna be. Seth is gonna
well,
just go
expect
out.
that match on the February 17th Raw.
Considering Seth, considering Finn hurt his shoulder while becoming the first Universal Champion against Seth. Oh man, Seth gonna just not saying that that's gonna help him, but that's gonna he gonna use that to get in Finn's head.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they mentioned it during the commentating. So
Yeah. The Seth Finn match is going to be February 17th.
All right.
all right, and Elimination Chamber is March 1st, right?
It
Yep.
is, yeah, March 1st.
Okay. All right, in Toronto, Canada. So that I remember.
Yep.
At the
All
Rogers
right.
Center.
So I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. It'll be interesting. And of course, we are in WrestleMania season, so everything is building up towards WrestleMania. Um, so I'm pretty excited for that. And um, I wish I could have. I was gonna go to WrestleMania. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna go to Vegas to watch WrestleMania at my sister's house, but circumstances came out of my control. I wasn't able to go. Um, So I do have a friend of mine who is going. So and a friend of mine was actually at the Royal Rumble, so he saw everything live there. So he had videos of Joe Henry coming in. You could see the audience reaction of them, hearing the say. So I can't wait to check out WrestleMania this year. It's actually pretty exciting for me. I've already told Rob to be prepared. If you thought I was crazy during the Royal Rumble, wait till you see me at WrestleMania, and then wait till you see me at SummerSlam. Because SummerSlam is my pay per view. You should say, okay. A little side note. Like I said, I went over to Rob's house because he had the Royal Rumble, and it was we had never watched a paper PLE together, so this was a side of me he had never seen before, and I think I scared him a few times because, like I said, at some point I was shaking him, like I was like Joe Henry did it, or Julia did it, it's just, and he's just looking at me like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, you know. So it's like, yeah, and when it comes to when it comes to the big four, I get really into it. So I can't wait to, like I said, I told him, I'm like, WrestleMania I'm gonna go, but SummerSlam, watch out. That is my show. And actually my son is considering going to SummerSlam this year. Since he's in New Jersey, he and his friend are
Oh,
actually thinking about taking a trip and going down to see it.
that's the one pay-per-view I haven't been to. I'm hoping they come this at some point in my lifetime. They come this way because I haven't. I've been to all the other pay-per-views. Uh, WrestleMania twice, and I'm like, I need a SummerSlam to fill out the whole card there. That's on my bingo card.
I've only been to like the mini pay-per-views. I've never been to any of the big four. So because we all did Hell in a Cell together, and then
Yep.
I've been to a King of the Ring. I've been to both backlashes, um, or three backlashes, I should say. Um,
I
and I
think
also
Backlash was my first pay-per-view ever. Yeah.
I've been to Tribute to the Troops. I know it's not PLE, but apparently I went to the very last Tribute to the Troops. Um,
Yeah, I
but
don't get. Oh,
yeah. So I've never been to one of the big four. So if my son goes, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be jealous, but I'll also be happy for him too. So um all right,
I
so go
I
ahead.
I was I've been to, let's see, obviously Hell in a Cell,
Hmm.
and I've been to, I think it was called Cyber Sunday.
Yes.
And then I think that's it.
All right, so
Oh
we've
man.
all been on our fair share of pay-per-views. JC's the only one though who's actually been to one of to three of the big four. So, um, but yeah, I
And,
think it definitely is on my bucket list. At some point, I will go to one of the big four, even if I mean, it doesn't matter which one it is. I personally would love SummerSlam, but if I go to either any of the other ones, I'll be happy. So,
and we all need to do a PLE together.
yep, we need to do that again because that was a lot of fun the last time we did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
While we're
Especially
talking
since
about,
that
oh,
was when
good.
you cosplayed as Finn Balor and Finn Balor liked your post.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. I I don't even know where half of that costume's at. To be honest, it's like in boxes somewhere. So I think the mask is on my bookshelf. The hair things are in my closet, but everything else I have no idea where it's at.
All right.
Yeah. Before we start talking about everything else, is this one thing I wanted to bring up as a gamer because WWE 2025 is coming out this year. It's coming out on March 14th. They're now showing off a lot of some of the features, and now we have the ability to have intergender matches. You have intergender Royal Rumble matches. You can make an intergender tag team title. Now I don't know if you can make an intergender title yet, like single title, but the tag title is a thing that you can do. Um,
So they can bring
so
back the mixed match challenge.
right. So we have like three versions. You have like your standard version, which has Roman and the Wise Man on the cover, and then you have the Dead Man edition, and then you have the Bloodline edition. Now, the Bloodline edition and the Dead Man edition are digital only. The standard you can buy a physical copy. The other two you have to buy through your whatever PSN or uh, Microsoft Store.
Which one are you
Um,
And
getting?
good luck pre-ordering through PSN right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was gonna wait until next week to do it, so that's hopefully they'll be up and running. But right now, PSN is having a toddler sized tantrum and not letting anyone in.
Hmm.
Um, so but which one I'm getting? The Bloodline edition, of course. Um, so it has like because it covers like what else the features it has? It has like the course. It has the island, which is basically based off the Bloodline. Intergender wrestling, unified My Rise story, new brawl environments. And of course, we don't know the roster yet. They haven't released it yet. But you probably have seen like every time the wrestler come out, they show what their stats are. I know right now Bianca's at 95, so I'm like, I wonder if Bianca's at 95. I wonder what people like Rhea, um, Jade. I don't know. I think Charlotte's in this game too, probably. I wonder where they are because right now, oh yeah, and Naya, where is she? Are they like in at least upper nine? They're in the 90s. So right now it's like Bianca's like the highest, rated female in the game. I think Alexa was 85 to um Candice LeRae 71. So that's what I remember from the game from the graphics from last night. So but yeah, so if for you guys out there that want to play WWE 2K25, pre-orders on now. Barring those that are with PSN since they're having problems. But when they ever get that fixed, you can go and pay for your pre-order. Um, and the standard, of course, um, It's the only physical copy that you can get.
All right. I'm sure once you get it and you play it, in March, we'll have an episode where you can give us your review about it and how
All
you
right.
feel about it. Um, I'm um, sure you're going to be excited to get it, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do with it, especially since people are already now coming out with their own little fan edits of different entrances and stuff like that. So,
Yeah,
um,
some of the channels have already have gotten copies of it. New Legacy Inc. They have already put out their videos with it. BDE or Brandon, which he's already had a match since it's time back in. He's had his first match now a few weeks ago. Oh, you want to get shoot. Either way, homeboy. Yeah, he had his first match not too long ago. So good luck. Congratulations to him. He fared very. I mean, even though he got beat around, he fared very well. He fared better than I Show Speed.
A lot better.
way
Yeah,
better.
yeah. So, yeah, that's from the game front.
All right, nice. All right, we are in the midst of award season. We just recently had the Critics' Choice Awards. We just had the Golden Globe Awards. The Oscars are coming up. So, of course, we have to have the return of the Golden Latte Awards. So I put out the categories on our Square Circle Cafe Facebook page for everyone to vote for. Um, well, one of the awards has to be renamed, but for circumstances I won't get into. But um, so I'm going to start reading them off right now. We are going to start first with the Best New England Independent Wrestling Match. I had help with this one because I knew someone who used to go to a lot of independent wrestling shows, and they gave me these categories. So they gave me these matches. So the nominees were Anthony Green versus Channing Thomas, CJ Cruz versus Max Smashmaster, Stephen Luss versus Chase Del Monte, and Brian Bayside versus Matt Tremont, which was kind of recently. That was back in December. So, with 61% of the votes, the best New England wrestling match was Anthony Green versus Channing Thomas. Congratulations to both. Anthony Green, of course, was a former guest of ours back in the day. So he actually did make a small appearance in WWE as Austin Gray before being released and now making a career for himself in Japan and coming back to New England once in a while to do some matches. So congratulations to him. We now have the Two Sugars Award for the best tag team. And the nominees are the Hardys from TNA, Private Party from AEW, Spitfire from TNA, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, WWE, Fraxium, WWE, The Rascals, TNA, DIY, WWE, Street Profits, WWE, The Righteous, ROH, and Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara, also from ROH. And with 50% of the votes, the winners are
The Hardys.
Matt and
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy. So congratulations to them and for continued success. We know their kind of careers are kind of winding down. Matt has said he would like to have one last run in WWE before their career is over. But I honestly think maybe this year they'll go into the Hall of Fame. That's my wish. If not this year, next year, but this next couple of years, I hope so. All right. Next, we have the Wi-Fi Award for News Story of the Year. And the nominees are Raw going to Netflix, Jade Cargill's debut at the 2024 Royal Rumble, Joe Henry's NXT appearance, Dominic betraying Rhea, Damian Priest cashing in at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes finishing his story, the TNA NXT crossovers, Timeless Tony Storm's sudden retirement, the plastic bag controversy in AEW, and the Wyatt Sick debut. Now, with this category, we actually have a four-way tie.
Hmm.
So, in no particular order, the winners are Timeless Tony Storm's sudden retirement, the NXT TNA crossovers, Raw going to Netflix, and Cody Rhodes finishing his story.
Hmm.
So,
Congratulations, y'all.
congratulations, all four winners to share the title. The new Flavor Award for Best New England Wrestler of 2024. This also I had help with some from somebody um, who helped me figure out who some of these people are. Some of them I knew from shows I've been to, and some, I needed help with. So we have Gabby Forza, Diego Alvarez, Leo Sparrow, Mike Grassa, JT Dunn, Marcus Mathers, and Bryce Donovan. And the winner is Gabby Forza. She works out of Focus Pro Wrestling. She's also worked at the Intergender Bonanza with Stan Styles a few times. So congratulations to her. She has quite the future building up with her in the independent scene, and who knows if she'll be signed. And now we have the final award, which is the Cappuccino Award, which is for the best wrestler of 2024. We have quite a number of people who had a big year in 2024. So the nominees are Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Jon Moxley, Joe Henry, Will Ospreay, Rhea Ripley, Jordan Grace, Trick Williams, Damian Priest, and Liv Morgan. And once again, we have a tie. And oddly enough, it's both a man and a woman.
Nope.
With 40% each of the votes, the winners are Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Yeah.
They deserve it.
They
Yep.
did deserve it. So, congratulations to all of our winners. We are happy to award you our Golden Latte Awards, and can't wait to see what'll happen next this year. We've already got several stories lined up for Wi-Fi of the year, Wi-Fi news story of the year. So, and we're not even
I,
halfway through February yet.
let me make it a proposal right here on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Having seen what just happened with our wrestler of the year, let's split it. Male wrestler of the year, female wrestler of the year in
Yeah.
2025.
Okay.
Yeah. That works.
All right. I'll come up with new names for that one. So when it comes to that point, which of course the awards will be in December, the voting will be in December, and we'll give them out in January. We just didn't give them out this year because, like I said, January was just filled with drama. So move on from there. Um, all right. So it looks like we got a lot that's going to be happening. I know, kind of off subject. Are either one of you watching the Super Bowl tomorrow? Because I'm not.
I'm only watching the halftime show. After that, I'm kind of like, no.
Jeremy, you're our football expert. What about you?
I will probably, let's put it this way, I'll probably half watch it
Okay.
because let's be real, I don't care for either. Well, let me revise that. It's not that I don't care for either of the teams. It's just there's one I'm like, eh, and there's one I really don't like at this point. And I think you can guess which one is which.
I think I have an idea. Yeah, I kind of, I'm the person who watches the commercials and then the football game pops up in between. So I already know some of the commercials I'm pretty interested in. I know they're going to be recreating When Harry Met Sally. Hellman's Mayonnaise, I think, is doing that one. And also they're going to have a commercial for Bosch Motors with Antonio Banderas and the Macho Man. So that's going to be interesting. I think it's the Macho Man who plays him on Young Rock. So I'll wait till
I
Monday when
know,
they're released on YouTube.
yeah, I know that we don't really care for I know we really none of us really care for either team, but just out of curiosity, who do we think's going to win it? I mean, I see no other way. It's going to be the Chiefs. It's I mean it's getting to the similar point that you know I made the joke that Cena wins LOL. It's Chiefs win LOL.
Yeah, as much as I would like to say fly, Eagles fly, I pretty much think it will be the Chiefs. And on a side note, I think either one of two things is going to happen. Either Travis Kelsey is going to propose to Taylor Swift, or they're going to announce they broke up. So,
Well, for
either
what
way, we're
it's
going to get a
worth,
song.
I don't think they're breaking up because they were seen having dinner with the Mahomeses.
Okay, so then we'll probably get a marriage proposal. Can't wait to see the
More
song that
likely.
comes out of that one.
Yeah.
How about you,
I'm
JC?
like, can I have an option of I don't care?
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry. It's just I don't.
Who's singing?
Listen, I don't particularly care either. I just took a guess on who I thought was going to win.
Who's singing the national anthem this year?
Good question.
Hey Google, who's
Let's
singing the
see.
national anthem at the Super Bowl?
Sorry, I didn't understand. But I found something else. Do you want to know who's singing America the Beautiful at the Super Bowl 2025?
Yes.
On the website m.economictimes.com, they say, who is singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl? Super Bowl 2025 pregame will have some Louisiana flavor. John Batiste will hit the stage to sing the national anthem, while Trombone Shorty and Lauren Daigle are slated to perform America the Beautiful. To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, this thing drives me nuts sometimes.
Like, I just asked
Okay.
that fucking question.
Lauren Daigle is a Christian music singer. And then
Okay.
John Batiste has performed with Alicia Keys, Stevie Wonder, Prince, Willie Nelson, Lenny Kravitz, among others.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, his band is Stay Human.
Okay, I'm always curious as to who sings it because we all know that that usually sets the tone for the Super Bowl. So, because we either get a really awesome performance or we get a oh god performance. So,
Well,
and
I mean,
who,
they're both Louisiana natives. That's why they went with them.
okay, JC, you say we are looking forward to the halftime show. Who's performing?
Kendrick Lamar. I think, yeah. Uh,
Oh, okay. Sorry, I
yeah.
don't know.
No. I was like, that was I think it was announced last year, and Lil Wayne was kind of butthurt about it.
How do you
Oh,
pronounce this? SDA?
Huh?
Caesar.
Caesar,
S
I guess?
SDA
Yeah.
SZA.
He's a yeah, I guess he's a guest in the show.
That's a she, I think.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
woman.
she, my bad.
Yeah. All right, no problem.
Yeah, because she just did the Hots One versus on the YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
SZA. Okay, yeah, SZA. Okay, got it.
all right. Well, nothing's gonna beat the 50 years of hip hop from the Super Bowl. Was it last year or the year before?
It
Oh, with
was a
Dr.
couple of years
Dre
ago.
and Snoop
Yeah.
Dogg and Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, 50 Cent.
Yeah, that's been one of my favorite performances over the last decade so far. So, all right. Well, have fun. If you are watching the Super Bowl tomorrow, have fun with it. We're not. I mean, unfortunately, none of our teams are in the Super Bowl, so we could care less. Um, so, oh, who's this?
Yeah,
Hi.
So
I
All
was
right.
gonna say I definitely couldn't care less.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least we got baseball season coming up, so we can have our Red Sox and Reds face off against each other. So there you go.
There you go.
All right. On that note, why don't we go ahead, Jeremy? Where can people find you?
It's real simple. Just find me on Twitter at Jeremy Moses 85. I am on the Instagram and all that good stuff as well. And uh, I'm largely the voice behind the show Twitter account as well. So find that, of course, at SCC Podcast.
All right, JC.
uh, same name, HardyCat1027 on X, Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok while it's still around. Also, um,
Oh,
don't
we lost
forget,
Jeremy.
yeah, Jeremy, where you go?
All
Um, but also, you can find our website, which is now launched at thesquarecirclecafe.com.
All right, yep. You can go to squarecirclecafe.com to get all of our social media links. Here we go. Coming back. There you are. We lost you for a second.
Yeah, I accidentally closed Zoom.
All right. Well, you can go to thesquarecirclecafe.com to check out all of our social media links. I can be found on Twitter, X at that Daria chick, also at SEC Podcast. Jeremy also helps out with that as well. Facebook, Square Circle Cafe.
Yo.
Find us
Hey,
there.
let's keep an eye on the middle part.
You can also find
Okay.
us.
It's starting to get.
Also, I've opened up the My Two Kids production company, which is now my YouTube channel.
All right.
You can go to YouTube and
Yeah, I'm good.
check out all
Wrapping
of
up
our
the
videos,
podcast.
including this
Wrapping
show
up a
as
podcast.
well.
Fair point.
You can go to our website to check that out, to check out the link to our YouTube channel. I've uploaded a bunch of new shorts. Living Dead Girls having a little bit of issues trying to get to Mr. Pickles. You got to check that out for yourself. You can also purchase my 2 books on Amazon, Finally Finding and Accepting Myself and From the Mind of the Prospect. Both of them available through Amazon Books. You can get them paperback and e-Kindle version. And like I said, thesquarecirclecafe.com for all of our social media links. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Square Circle Cafe for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.